So somebody out there said that I should say something funny before I hit the button. And this time, I don't know. I got nothing, so I'm just going to hit the button.
RTFC.baconicecream.com.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm here with KillDashNine. What's going on? The Evercade effect. What's up?
I'm a one-man juggling band. I don't know.
The one man. We got Crow. What's going on, Crow? How's it going?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, we're hanging in. We were playing around with technical stuff with Pete, the EverCanadian himself. Trying to figure out a different way of hanging out with us.
I was giving out reminders and suggestions that delayed this by at least 15 minutes.
It's Crow's fault.
It's all good. It's all good. But who else do we have? We got all sorts of peeps in here. We got Douglas in here. What's going on? We got Julian. What's going on? We got Fan and Fiction. We got John Schneiderman's in the house. What's going on? Got Dan Ruff in here. We got Ian Hobbies. We got Skeletrex. We got Rob Taylor. We got Snake Eater 75. All the peeps in this house right here. Kid Guzzy, what's going on? Cloudy yet temperate Florida Atlantic coast. We've got the weekly Florida coast weather coming for you from Kid Guzzy. What's going on? Lamini Pie, what's up? It's freezing in UK. Is it really? Is it like super cold? Casey's in house. What's going on? Jason South, what's up? Welcome on in. And RMGB TV didn't miss anything because he was here right before we started. Tales from the Junland Waste is here. What's going on? Disco 74 is here. Robert Murdoch's here. And Dave Lister. What's going on? What's going on, guys? So yeah, another cool show for you guys. We're just hanging out. We're gonna be talking about some neat stuff. There's no real news to speak of. Other than the fact that the impending cart release is going to happen. So we're going to probably talk about that a little bit first in the intro segment. Then we actually have some games to talk about because we decided
that was one of the things I reminded. Hey, didn't we used to talk about games?
Yeah, we did. Do this thing where we talk about the collection. We should probably do that. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Gremlin, which is where we left off. We were in Renovation Collection. We finished that hot banger of a cart. We're going to dive into Gremlin, see how we feel about these. We're going to do the first three. We're going to do Zool, Actual Soccer, and Utopia, maybe if we get to all those, which shouldn't be too bad.
Dude, we're recording, because as soon as Rich announced that, off camera,
it said sighing.
They gotta have to work today. No.
And then of course a little chat Q&A and all that kind of stuff. I do want to say something quick news, not internal news, I guess, item about the Katie's. Our award show is going to be coming up probably around the end. He does look, probably around the end of February. We're gonna actually have the Katie's episode. Thank you to those of you out in the ether and Facebook land and Twitter and all sorts of stuff that have been reaching out. And giving suggestions about that. Please keep that coming. I also want to do a quick shout out to the member of the chat and on the Evercade Fans Club that actually made us a logo for the Katie's, which is super awesome. Thank you guys so much for your efforts there. It will be absolutely used for the Katie's because I am all about community input. So thanks for all that. And awesome. more to come soon. So we're just gonna leave it right there and then dive right back into intro and chat. So what's going on, guys? How was the week?
How was the week?
Chaotic.
Yeah, it's pretty weak.
Yeah, mine was as you saw on the bacon ice cream side of things was non-existent in the YouTube sphere because boy oh boy did I have all sorts of crazy stuff go on at work. I don't think I've ever been that busy since I don't know, like project weeks in the summer, and this is the middle of the year, and I'm like running around like a chicken without my head. It's crazy. So I did get a little bit of gaming in though. I did get to do that cleanup on Golden Axe Warrior.
Oh, nice!
So very exciting, and I am ready. I am ready to go back into Dungeon 7, possibly way more powerful than I ever thought I could be. So that's gonna be interesting times. So did anyone else get in some gaming this week?
Yeah.
Gaming? What's that?
Oh, yeah, there was gaming.
I did film some stuff on Sunday, but one of the videos I made, I probably have to scrap and redo, and the other one I'm still editing because I've been taking my sweet time on it. And it's
and everybody needs to go watch his on his main channel. Go watch his room tour because that was really cool. I actually really watched it all. Watching Crow going around his room talking about his very, very diverse collection of stuff was pretty cool. Inspired.
It's really funny.
I did my room tour and put it up on the channel. So yeah,
Nice.
Cool.
I cut out more than half of what I filmed of that, which was kind of funny. I don't want people to see that.
I like that when you said I'm not opening the closet door and you did it anyway.
Yeah, I said I'm not opening the closet. Oh, I'll open the closet. I'm not going to open up these drawers. It's like I'm going to open up these drawers.
Yeah, I left my drawers closed until future part 4. I'm going to open my drawers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sean says I showed that video to my wife to prove my room isn't that bad.
Really? I cleaned up.
Yeah. I did too.
That was
cleaned
clean.
up for like an hour, and I was like tidying up, dusting, and everything before I did my room tour. And then my wife come in, she goes, you realize only 3 people will ever see that video. I'm like, doesn't matter. It has to be clean. So
It's awesome.
But yeah, it was really fun. It's really fun doing room tours. Like I said, I told the boys I've been on YouTube for 12 years off and on. And it's the first time I've ever showed my room. So
that's pretty cool.
The funny part was like when I was like, oh, look at up here, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's way dustier than I thought it was.
I'm not showing you when I keep my drawers. I know it sounds icky, right? Because drawers is slang for underwear, right?
Right.
In Canada, anyway.
So it also appears that someone's got their hands on Indie Heroes.
Yeah.
That's some fast.
Yeah, it came out early, right?
Fast
I have
shipping.
got
That's
shipping
awesome.
on it, though.
Dude.
I didn't get my shipping
email yet.
notification from Funstock. I was a little
I
worried.
still haven't gotten my return cards from Evercade. Sean, what the heck's going on with that, man? It's been
We need to get those things out.
Yeah, get my
I still
return
got.
card.
I'm still 3 collections behind, so it don't matter.
Or there's a video coming in which I'll just slam you specifically, Sean.
Oh no.
No, speaking
Actually,
of Sean,
not
so let's-
Sean. It's their customer service.
Yeah. No, I do want to put Sean on the spot here.
Oh, there we go.
So
What
this,
else you
so this, I thought was we were talking a little bit about this because, it's usually around this time we would hear about like the next collection or a roadmap, and I get why he doesn't want to take away from Indie Heroes 2, but we've known about Indie Heroes 2 like all last year
for like 9 months now. I'm with you.
So it would be okay. I guess I respect his decision, but I'm not going to lie. I'm a little disappointed. Like, I want some news. Like, give me something.
Oh, you're such a marketing dude.
For me, he said, "Did you realize I charge per?" Oh, yeah. He's gonna send me a bill.
How do I ban him? Hold on.
Oh.
But at the same time, though, to give Sean credit, I do love that. You do have people that actually work at the company popping in their Discord for this transparency.
Yeah, man.
So, I love.
We give them
I
a lot.
I do love that.
Yeah.
I give them a lot of crap, I should say. I'm always teasing them, but yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
We always have to give them a hard time. They give us a hard time. I wouldn't expect anything.
Plus they're
anything
British,
less.
right? We have to. Both of our countries were once British colonies, so we need to. It's in our DNA to give them crap. We never forget, Sean. We never forget.
So,
but the good news is, hopefully, but we should be getting some news soon. That's
yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing is like, we're gonna be getting those cards soon. That's what I'm looking for. Like, hey, give me some of that. Give me some of that awesome indie
what
Heroes
about
action.
What about the flea plushie? I want that.
Yeah, no, yeah, Flea plushie is gonna wind up being in my office.
That Flea plushie is
yeah.
going to be gone so whenever I open it. My daughter's
Well,
going to take
the
it.
question is which one will I get first? Will I get the one I ordered from Best Buy first, or the one I ordered from Amazon first?
Oh, the one you ordered from blah, 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 or the one you ordered from blah. Like he's got like 10 of them coming.
Nice.
It's for me. It's kind of interesting. Like my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite part is when we see that like announcement trailer. You know, being able like when the hype starts. Like that's like because then you're like, oh, it's real. I can have this in my hands.
That's my least favorite part.
Really?
Because they drop it at 5 a.m. my time.
Yeah, but it's you know what? I may have to make a video about it. Sometimes I'm not sure, and I'm being fully transparent. What if I enjoy the hype surrounding it just as much or more than getting the cart and playing? Like I love the whole experience. Does that make sense?
Knowing that you're a gamer, I guarantee you're like almost everybody else, and you like the hype. You probably like the hype equally, if not more, than just receiving it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because gamers in general, we love the anticipation of something new, something cool, and then when we get it, we usually slam it. It's not what I built it up in my head to be.
Right.
You know, that's gaming. That's gamers. That's all of us. I think anyway, making a very sweeping judgment call on all gamers everywhere. But that's what I do around here. You know,
It's wild.
Oh yeah, I would definitely I agree. Many gamers. I mean, we're one of the most like impatient groups of like people for sure. We want everything now, and then when we finally get it, all we do is complain.
Yeah, I'm like Karsten. I love the hype. The hype. It's you know what? Let's just think about it. A hype about a game can go on for sometimes 4, 5, 6 months, a year, and you build a community around it. You talk to other people. You look at us, right? Hello, we're the example of it. But when the game comes out, you tend to play it and forget about it, right? It's very seldom that the hype and community continues. So for me, it's all about the hype, the anticipation, the talking to other people, like-minded people, discussing, arguing, stuff like that. That's me. Anyway.
And the proof is the fact that you all forgot that we used to talk about the games on the collections that were already released.
So actually, no. Before we get into that, I do have a poll that might target of why we play Evercade. If you want to take a look at that, we always forget the polls like at the end, and then
yeah. We can do this.
I love trolling his poll. Polls. I go in and troll it.
All right.
Probably like Bill Duado, he probably has like 4 or 5 accounts, and you get.
Well, I've been on YouTube for 12 years. There are two YouTube channels nobody knows about on YouTube that I run that people haven't discovered yet.
That's pretty cool.
We need to find those.
Is it a challenge?
Yep.
Is it like, hey, go find those channels?
Yeah, my voice is there, so it's easy to recognize.
Nice. So
we'll have to find like an app,
the
like
Pete scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I wonder if there's an app where you can take a sample of someone's voice and then it searches the internet for. Well, that'd be creepy. But yeah, so I was just curious. I just wanted to ask simply, why do people play Evercade? Because you get all kinds of responses, 58 votes, and I had to put some obvious ones like the discovery of games I never played before, and then for the ease of plug and play for indie retro games, like those are pretty much given. And then I like to play games I've already played for the nostalgia, because I know there's a percentage of people out there that they target those games. And this one I put to be serious because I don't play Evercade, I just collect the carts. I've seen people claim that before, and that's
totally valid for me. Like a lot of people are like, I don't know if it's a good idea, but they're collecting it for investment. Right?
That too.
Probably
I
just
don't think that's a good
saying
idea.
20 years from now I'll make double my money back, right? That's like, say for example, if you buy it all sealed and you say, well, let's say 10 years from now when there's no more of this production around, and you paid like a total investment $500 for all of whatever you bought, and then you resell it for, let's say, if the market's there, $1,500, like you tripled your money, right? That's a pretty good investment. But there are people like that who will buy things just to shelve it away until it becomes desirable.
Sure. Yeah, I'm still one of those. Games are meant to be played.
Well, yeah, but some there are some collectors, right, that'll do both, right? They'll have their sealed collection hidden away somewhere in a closet, and then have a second collection where they do all the playing and stuff.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm solidly in the discovery of games I've never played before category, because that's
I'm in that one
That's
and nostalgia because
Yeah.
like it got to be two there for me.
Let me make this argument.
And the plug and play.
Just for the discovery, you don't have to buy the cartridges to discover what games are on them.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, the discovery of like actually like I guess playing them, and yes, you could look at the list and be like, oh, I could just play them somewhere else too, but I don't know. It's just something about playing on this system with this controller and the things that they did to these ROMs, like it I don't know. It's pretty good times for me.
And familiar games, ease of legal emulation, games previously not discovered, deep cuts, gems. I knew my question would be low, but it would be tied to I don't play, so sad. But so but for me, so I did want to put like all the above because, but then everybody would pick that. So for me, definitely, it's this combination of discovery, it's the nostalgia, and yes, I can pop in a cart. I don't have to mess with like tweaking ROMs, and it's there.
Yeah.
It's there for you. But yeah, I just thought that would be just kind of fun of why, because you hear, all different reasons. But yeah, I these results, I was surprised though that I don't play that more people play over the nostalgia. For me, I started off with the nostalgia, like the Namco collections, Atari, and then it's like developed into that, and now I'm just like, give me my indie fix. That's just just like that's just incredible.
For sure.
Yeah, I do appreciate people participating in those polls. It's fun. Nastically to the.
Yeah, we gotcha.
Hey, you know what? I almost forgot because I saw that Douglas did drop a retro KillDashNine. So yeah.
Oh yes, there was a summon.
I don't think what I normally I would have dropped like Tim doing it, but you'll have to settle for this. You'll have to settle for this guy. Did I ever choke you last night? Oh yeah! Oh man!
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
When I see that clip, I'm like, what? It's a good thing I'm married and I've already found a wife. I'm just like, that's just like, if you never ever want to get laid, do something like that. Anyways.
Jeez.
I love it. It's all good.
I mean, I've been there. I buy things to play them, though, saying that I still have PS1 games on my shelves I haven't got around to yet. I mean, there were.
This is geared towards Evercade. Times. Like I've even thought about, I see there's nothing. Like I've even thought about, hey, just to collect every single type of like Tetris cart. Like obviously there was like a Commodore 64 version you couldn't play. Like I think that's fine just for like a new product. I just find it. Wait a minute,
did you say there was a Commodore 64 version you couldn't play?
Well, because I don't have a Commodore 64.
Oh well, I had that version of Tetris.
Yeah,
that was the version of Tetris.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I understand like for the point of just for collecting like older games that have been out for a while. But like to me, like the whole point of Evercade is to be able to have these like discovery and you know what I mean? Like it feels like they are more meant to be played. So it's like. But and I think what you said, Rich, having like if you have like your sealed versions and you have your playable, like that's fine. Collectors do that all the time with toys. They have their ones in the box and the ones they play with. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I am one of those people right now. Like I have 3 sealed Evercade carts that I also have open carts for.
Yeah.
So, and obviously that's going to wind up continuing, but that's it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to have one of these.
My Interplay sealed collection could be worth millions some days. You never know.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows, right? I've got sealed games for consoles I literally can't play. So there's that too. And there's that copy of Armor Battle over there staring me in the face. I don't have it in television anymore. But, I'm still collecting. I'm still slowly getting my collections back. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun times. So,
then again, if it makes somebody happy, I get just to collect Evercade and never play it. Okay, that's cool.
Right. So
again, I'm not going to take away from somebody's happiness. Can I find something maybe a little bit different or odd? Sure, but
of course.
If that makes you happy, just to leave it sealed on the shelf and not play the Evercade.
Yeah. So,
Do we have to do this? I guess so.
I think so. We hit the 20-minute mark, and you know what? We should start talking about some games. And what we used to do, for those of you that have been around for probably the last 2 or 3 months, where we've been doing just topic shows, we actually did used to have shows where we would run through every game of a collection and just kind of give little opinions and stuff about that. And where we left off was, of course, the Renovation Collection Cart 23. So let's get into the Gremlin Collection 1, and talk about some of those games on there. And we'll start off with, I guess, the mascot on the cover. We'll talk about some Zool. So, first opinions here. A fun little platformer. It's pretty cool. It's got some neat. I guess like a neat kind of introduction, the story for the character and that kind of thing. And it's fun to play. I like it. It's it's not one of those platformers where you get real annoyed about controls or anything like that. Got a
feels
lot.
a little bit too fast though, don't you think? That's it's a
a little bit,
yeah.
But I've played some Sonic games though that kind of feel a little too hectic, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's cool. When I first played this game though, I actually didn't play it on any regular home console system. I played this on a computer. So
which computer? Because this actually started on the Amiga.
Yeah, it wasn't the Amiga that I played this one on. I want to say that it was just a IBM PC. Too slippery. I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of the way the game controls, but I'm not a bigger fan of the fact that you can't leave the level until you collect a certain amount of objects.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's so frustrating. Yes,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is I guess kind of a minus for sure.
You know what, Crow? That's why I think I stopped playing it, because after I got to the second or third level, and then there was 1 or 2 more, and then I was just I want to go on to the next level, and that was impeding my enjoyment. Yeah.
Because I got to the end of the level, I was like, how come I can't leave?
That's true.
Yeah, the thing is, some of these games, it might have a totally different experience if you played them on the original platform. What if we had the Amiga version of Zool? Again, but then again, you would have to push up the jump too, unless they did what they did with the Commodore 64 collection and remap a button for that as well.
Right, right.
Yeah. You know what? That is. I'm glad you did bring that up. It is kind of weird. You don't know where you're, because the way the screen kind of the camera moves like that. You don't necessarily know where you're gonna land. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you jump once, and if you die, then you learn not to jump there again.
With that said, this is probably one of the more played games that I played on this collection. Even though.
Yeah, there was definitely at least a game, maybe 2, that got played a little more in this collection for me. But
I think I've thought about the main. I'll tell you the main overall problem with this collection in general, kind of the feel. I think with this one, it is the number of games, because there's only 6 games.
Yeah.
And I think we're used to, if you're going to get 6 games, it's going to be an arcade collect. They're all going to be great games that blow that blow you out of the water. It'd be kind of if Codemasters only had 6 games. And I think that's kind of the main problem. This is the one collection where you did need more, maybe more of a quantity.
Yeah, I guess maybe I could kind of maybe agree with that sentiment. Is the only issue with that, I guess on the other end, is does this game kind of lean into that whole kind of space issue for the cart, because there are 2 PlayStation 1 games on here. Wait, was space an issue?
Hardcore 4x4 and what was the other one?
Actual Soccer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
It could have been that was it was one of those things where they were testing how much you could actually fit on a cart. And who knows? Some of these ROMs are really, really, really small. So
yeah, some Game Boy.
Also,
another
one.
We don't know how much whoever owns these games, Gremlin, was asking for them to put on a cartridge too.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you got
I
to
wanna
keep
say it was licensing.
cost at $20 or whatever. But yeah, there's 2 PlayStation games, so that is taking up quite a bit of space.
Yeah.
In comparison to like the Game Boy or Genesis or Super Nintendo games that are on the collection.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some things though, I do kind of like the fact that everything is so vibrant. Like outside of something, like another, mascot platformer, Mario, Sonic, or that kind of thing. There's not a lot of games that actually have like this much just like vibrant detail. And I think that's kind of cool. I like seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, frustrating. I might need to do a poll. Like, what do you think is the worst Evercade?
What's the worst Evercade game?
Give like 5 choices.
I mean, there's
People
I got a series going on that already.
Yeah.
I have a series already on the worst Evercade game.
Sorry.
I haven't done one in a while. Yeah, worst game ever is called. That's my series for the Evercade.
Worst game ever.
Worst game ever. Yep.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't put this
I
in
can't
there.
remember what videos I did on it now. It's been a while. Let me check.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So, RMGB TV says, I prefer James Pond to Robocod. Yeah?
I haven't exactly heard great things about that game either. There are people that love those games, and then there's people that hate those games. You get a very...
My first video was Earthworm Jim. My first one ever. My worst game ever on Evercade.
Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, so I'll do another one too. I got a couple. Worms.
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 Yeah, Worms is good, though.
It is.
Maybe for you.
I think Evercade is the only console released in the last 25 years that doesn't have James Pond on.
What's interesting, though, for me, I think on this cart is there's not something like Prehistoric Man. Like, let's say, like an Interplay that was just like totally different and weird that I've never like heard of.
Sure.
So no, this one, I mean, yeah, I would say this is about average. Like, it doesn't have the wow factor, but it's not a horrible game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could probably agree in general terms. Like, yeah, it would fit in the average.
Oh, people are giving you ideas, Pete. Up next, Worms Collection Revisited, EverCanadian Special.
Yeah, I should put another video out in that series. That series did well. That was only one video, but
yeah, it is challenging. Yeah, that is
nice.
That is for sure.
Most overrated game ever made.
But so I do want to touch on something you said earlier, Crow, about wanting to play this game on the original console, like the Amiga collection. However, I think for me, like when they do come out the Amiga collection, like I'd rather it be a different game I've never played before than just have this version be on it. I feel like with some of these, like going forward, like don't revisit too many of these just for the Amiga version, right?
Well, if we got an Amiga collection, I would want the games that are known for being on the Amiga, and Zool would be one of them. There are a couple other ones that we already got, like Speedball 2, maybe even the original Speedball, that I'd like to see the Amiga versions for, and it would be a completely different experience.
Yeah.
I almost want them to do that just to see if it is. Just to see if it is for me.
Like Zool 2. Like, people love that game.
Okay.
Well, and it's mostly because of the theme music, which didn't translate over very well to the Genesis version that we got.
Yeah, give us Zool 2. I'd rather play that.
Right. So that's pretty good. So I guess why don't we move on to the next one and talk about some actual soccer.
So here's a funny thing. This doesn't really have anything to do with the game itself, but do you know why the game is called Actua Soccer?
Isn't there some kind of like series though?
Yeah, there's actual sports series that Gremlin put out. But do you know why it's Actua?
No.
It's because at the time that this came out, Sega was putting out those Virtua games.
Yep.
So Virtua Fighter, Virtua whatever.
Yeah.
So they were like saying, like, oh, well, this isn't virtual. This is actual. But you know what? That's why the slogan on it was like, it's not virtual, it's actual. But you know what the really funny thing is? Is when this game came out to the US, you know what it was called?
No.
Virtual Soccer 96.
Nice.
I think when I did my first impression, I think I said like Actua Soccer is Actua fun, which I was actually kind of surprised. Like this is, I guess, like for me the rare case for a sports game where I popped it in and it felt like very arcadey. Yep. You know, it was just like, it wasn't like let's go and pick. You could just jump in, and for me I want my sports games like not realistic like that. Let's just jump in, let's play, just have it be fun, and this definitely delivers on that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean,
I was gonna say I didn't like this one at all, simply because I did not like any of the camera angles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't mind the camera in the game because in a lot of sports games, for me, it's kind of like all about, you know, how the control feels for the character, and if it can translate where I can feel like I actually have control, I don't have to learn some system in order to like be able to pass the ball or take a shot or do something, whatever. Then as far as the presentation goes, I don't know what it is about my brain and sports games. It doesn't matter. It could look horrible as long as it played okay. You know, I'm in. And this one got its hooks in right away.
Well, so I think Dan is saying we forgive you that you know the UK audience that really like love this game, they forgive you. Like, they've done that to me.
I got so turned around in this game that the very first goal I scored was on my own net.
No Canada in it.
Sticky booty ball, man. I want.
In fact, that was one of the short videos I put on one of my channels.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
There's no Canada in it, so it sucks.
Oh,
well, there you go.
No, it's good. I like the game. I think it's pretty good for the time.
I you know, to be honest, out of the 6 games, I put this one number 5 out of 6.
Really?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't like sports games to like this game.
Yeah.
In general.
I mean, I like sensible soccer, I tell you, but I just did not like the camera angle works sometimes and it doesn't work, and they give you like so many options. Then you're cycling through the camera angle, and the camera like flies all over the place while you're trying to figure out where you want to look, and I just didn't like that.
Got it.
Yeah, no, this was fun to experience, but at the same time, I'm not just like putting in this collection just to like play this game when I could be playing something like Cathedral.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, you compare like this kind of sports game to something like a Cathedral. I mean, obviously, I'd play some of the platformers or something like that, you know, more often than that. But as far as the rest of the sports titles that are available on all the collections on Evercade, if I wanted to play a sports game, I actually have put the Gremlin collection back in to play this game on occasion, because like I actually did have such a good time. Now you say like, all right, well, if it's is it this or like something like Pixel Cop, you know, like, all right, well, I'm turning on my VCS and playing Pixel Cop.
But here's where
it's such a great game. But
yeah, here's where I think this game totally wins, because let's say you have like a friend or somebody over and you're like, are you into beat 'em ups? No, not really. How about sports? They're like, and then you put this on, and then now 2 players. That changes everything, and then this game maybe that whole experience becomes better than maybe playing Cathedral or something by yourself.
Okay, sure, but you're saying that like out of all the sports games on the Evercade, you would go with this one?
I might.
Maybe, yeah. I'm trying to think because that is one thing that we do forget, is that co-op, that 2-player experience. I think we can all agree like that almost like trumps anything, like playing with your friends or people. Like that is just so awesome. Like having somebody there. And I may say my age by saying this, but you know, you can't replace it with online gaming. I don't care what anybody says. Like having somebody physically there, like playing with you, you know, hanging out like that beats anything than like an online experience. And all the kids are probably say I'm old.
I mean, yeah, and I'd probably play maybe I'd play Sensible over this.
I would definitely.
But yeah, no, like it's cool. I like it. I like having some fun with this. with this game. And you know what? Maybe it's one of those, like, maybe I have some like rose tinted PlayStation glasses for some of these games, because I have a lot of affinity for the PlayStation era, since it was kind of like the era that I actually got to at the very first time get games as they were new coming out for the system. So like I was always into just like playing and just playing random games and like that kind of thing, because I didn't really get a chance to growing up, because like I'd had everybody else's games that they were either giving to me secondhand or whatever, or that I wound up buying at a certain Funcoland over and over again.
So there's a question I do have about this game. In the manual and everywhere I've looked, there's a way to get a hidden secret character in this game.
Okay.
Called Crossley. Does anybody manage to get him? Because I can't figure out how to do it, even with the instructions.
No, I've never like I didn't even bother to look for that, to be honest.
I tried, because there's a hidden team that they didn't mention that I was able to get. That's the Gremlin 11.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a hidden team. I could get that, but I can't get this hidden character that is like documented everywhere.
So what's the difference between the like Gremlin 11 versus anyone else? Is it?
Well, I think that the stats might just be better, but it might be the people that were on the Gremlin staff, I'm guessing.
Got it.
It's just just an extra team that might be a little bit more better than the other ones. It doesn't help me with the game at all. I still lost. But,
it's all good.
So. But yeah, there's a hidden character. I can't. I mean, I follow the instructions and I just can't figure out like where I'm supposed to look or where I'm supposed to do the code or something. I don't know.
Nice. So yeah, no. I mean, if anyone out there has figured it out, please feel free.
And I tried looking. I looked everywhere. Like nobody on YouTube has done it.
Wow.
It's almost like it doesn't exist.
I mean, it's got to be in there, right?
I haven't seen any proof that it actually exists, other than there's a code everywhere that this is how you do it.
Yeah, Dad figured it out.
You have to feed the Gremlin password after midnight.
Yeah, it would have been cool getting a Gremlin game. No, total different license.
That's cool. So I guess that is Actua Soccer.
It's not virtual, except if it's in North America.
Right.
Yes. All right, cool. So let's move on to the last game in that top row, which is Utopia: The Creation of a Nation. Let's go into that and talk a little bit about this one.
I have nothing on this game. I played it for a little while. It tries to be like Sim City and
two games
a strategic military sim at the same time, and I was like, it's not for me.
This one, like, there's two games on this collection. I'm like, why are they ever even on the Evercade? Like Utopia and Football Manager.
Football Manager.
Yeah. Whoever thought that was a good idea to put on a collection?
I think that people would like a soccer football strategy management simulator. That's fine. There's nothing else like that on the Evercade. Okay, even if I don't like it.
Like, is this your market? You think your market is like these games? Like,
I don't know. I mean,
and keyboard maybe. Like accuracy. Like, it just blows my mind. These two games.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the truth.
I think
my mind.
People went all in for Premier Manager though when it got announced. I remember people were like, "Oh yeah, I remember playing that game back then." I'm like, I don't know, I just don't.
Yeah, but to play it on a little tiny Evercade.
Yeah, I'm like, I just don't know.
See, it's funny. It's like I forget that a lot of you play it on the handheld. I always played on the TV with the VS.
You know what's funny about that? Maybe. So for all we know, maybe let's say like Sean, like he knows like whoever owns the rights, and maybe before Evercade. Before they came out with the concept, they were throwing back a few drinks, and the guy was like, if you guys do throw this thing out one day, I'll give you some seed money, but you're gonna have to make the Gremlin collection, and then whether Evercade becomes popular. And Sean's like,
I think it's them trolling us.
They're trolling us.
But no, I agree with you, Pete, 1,000,000,000%. Because for one, I don't like games that are meant for like using a keyboard and mouse, trying to convert them like this. Like this, you need to play on a PC. I'm sorry,
this is on the Super Nintendo.
I know, but I don't get why they port those games, because it never translates well, and it feels like it needs to be.
It does sometimes. I mean, SimCity on the Super Nintendo.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Pretty good.
I love that one, but this, I just like booted it up, and this really just felt like work. Like it hurt my head. I'm like, no. I want to play something fun.
I mean, there are some though that do like the style of game. I mean, and you know what? Hats off to them. It's just it is. I kind of do feel that. I don't know if it was the right fit for the nature, I guess, of the console as a whole. But we're talking about one game here out of. I mean, what is it, 300 and something now that's on the Evercade? It's like, okay, when you get one of them, maybe this is like the test of the waters. Oh yeah, how do you think people are going to respond to these sim games? Let's throw this one out there, and then if the water's cold, maybe they don't dip back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Codemasters had like a point and click game on it. I forget what it was called. That game that you think was a platformer, like.
Oh, you mean Cosmic Spacehead? That was a good one. That was a really good one.
Yeah. But that's like another game where I feel like they don't, especially for a handheld, they just
But that's why. So you're saying that all the games have to be playable on the handheld?
It would be nice.
I mean, I agree with that sentiment, Sean. Like strategy games are often forgotten, but I mean, there are some super awesome games. And sometimes though, like those particular niches, those particular games, I know for a fact that they're not for everyone. And I'm one of those people. I'm like, I'd rather a little bit more action, but if you were to give me there's strategy games like this, and then there's strategy RPGs, right? And I will take every single strategy RPG you could possibly throw at me. And I know for a fact that there's people that be like, I don't want any of the more of these games. But if there's more gems like a Cannon, any of those tactic style kind of thing, all of them, please. But that's me, right? That's me waving that flag.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. The strategy part was yeah. That's true. Absolutely. Oh man, what the heck is the name of that series? There's a huge series for yeah.
But
this series is confused.
Yeah.
So they've been but see, that's Staples, but yeah.
I mean, and even some of those crossed over to the United States for American football too. There was actually American Football Manager games.
And baseball, especially.
Love the simming aspect. Like, I want to be, like GM of a team or whatever, and they would just do whatever. New Ambition also was one of them. But there's another series of I forget what the heck is the name. Something about kingdoms.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah, wasn't that one of those?
Yeah,
kind of a strategy series. They made 1 billion of those games. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I completely see that, and for those that are fans of those games, heck yeah, and I can see it even on a marketing aspect. If one of those games comes out on Evercade, and you were that person that had that game when you were younger, oh man, I remember that one, and then you pick up an Evercade, and that's your door open right there, right?
Sure.
But I can see it.
It feels like like how Evercade in general is niche. Like this is like a niche within a niche. Like this is like very meta.
Right.
Like this whole collection is for a very specific audience. But here's but here's the other thing though. I would say normally this would be a collection geared toward for nostalgia people in the UK. But because there aren't the Omega versions of it, it's kind of in a weird spot. You know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like that for the nostalgia, you'd want that. I don't know.
But they probably had all this lined up before they even knew there was going to be an Omega collection.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we might actually see more of those, in time. And it
wouldn't be the first time we got like the same game twice on a different platform.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you were right there, Sean, about the Civ. I think there was at least one that came out on SNES.
Probably.
Yeah, I believe there was.
Yeah.
So, it's not like all of us here are staring in front of a machine that can probably give us the answer.
No, not at all. Not at all. No. We're locked into this. We're locked into StreamYard. We can't do anything else right now.
I'm actually playing another game.
I'm actually playing this game right now.
Yeah, indeed it did.
I'm playing this game right now. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yes, Civilization, 1991 turn-based strategy game, ported to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh, that's what
that's true.
I mean, Tecmo Koei.
You could say that about everything. I think so. Here's the other thing I think that didn't help is the other dual cart or the second cart that was released at the same time was Renovation Collection. So to me, they're like at opposite ends of the spectrum. We have a really good collection up here, and another one, you know what I mean? So they that was the other thing. It really got overshadowed.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't want to like. I guess I don't want to be the one that is, like I don't think this would be like taking this game and we're not like dunking on Utopia, like for the game that it
loving it right now. I figured it out. It's awesome. Best game ever.
I figured it out too.
I'm building like houses for my colonists. I'm building what looks like McDonald's. And
well, I thought was funny though was like I was building stuff and I told her, oh yeah, have this festival, go ahead. And what I didn't realize is everybody would stop working on everything to go to the festival.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I'm giving it a try.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones though. Like, okay, so we're reaching in my opinion, we're reaching kind of like the part in the Evercade journey in the library where there's just so many, right? Like, and when you're revisiting them, in my head, I start to do like a little order. Which ones do I want to go back to finish up, or like do some kind of like just a revisit because I just want to sit down and play and mess around with a puzzle game or an indie game or something like that. And in that list, there's a whole bunch of things that are like always going to be up at the top, right? I keep mentioning them, Canon, Breath of Fire, like all the RPGs. I 100% want to go back. Maybe not, maybe not some of the ones that were on Renovation, but I want to go back and I want to play these RPGs and do that. And there's a whole bunch of action games that I want to play and some shooters that I want to play and all that kind of stuff. But when I talk about like, oh, well, when am I going to go back and actually like really dig into Utopia?
Exactly.
It's under 50%, but it's still there. Like I will eventually want to go back and play this one, but it's just not immediately.
I probably won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think Pete. I think Pete might have been a little bit sarcastic.
What's that? No.
I mean, that sounded
really
very
I'm in the McDonald's thing.
No, it does. There's so much in here. Holy crap! I just got to find my residence. I don't know how to build a house.
Yeah, I enjoyed that mech strategy.
I need more
game too. I think it's because there's more action involved though.
Yeah. I mean, it can teach their own, but for me, if I'm going to sit down, like I'm going to dive into an RPG
workshop.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Well, like I'd rather play like Megalomania. I think
life support is probably good. Power station. Where the frick is my house?
Did anyone find that a little bit
probably need some life support going on?
Navigating the map like that, where you're like scrolling through that isometric
56
square.
days to build.
Oh well, not really, because it's like Populous. Because I played Populous.
See, that's the thing with the mouse. You can just click on what you want instead of having to like scroll through.
Yeah.
A flux pod.
So was this? I have a feeling was this game on the Amiga first? It feels like an Amiga.
But I mean, listen, if somebody's into this and they're enjoying it on the handheld, like on a plane trip, I could see it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It would take your whole day on the plane just to figure it out.
See, for me, here's what else is weird, and maybe I shouldn't think this way, but sometimes I think, what could we have gotten instead? Like in the back, because each card takes up a slot.
What if you didn't get anything instead? What if it was this?
Yeah, that's it. I don't necessarily like going down that road because like we got these, right? They exist, so like I'd rather these than zero, as far as the deals and stuff go. And then you can hope that the door opens more because however
many, I can do mining. This is freaking awesome,
right?
Yeah, I'm not. When I was playing it, I wasn't
I
as
found
excited
first
as
of mine.
Pito as when I discovered mining.
Hmm.
Because I'm a crafter. This is epic.
Pete's all in. So,
I need to figure out
um,
how to get more
so here's
Utopia.
an interesting question.
Everyone looks like a house that you can build, but none of them are houses.
Yeah, here's an interesting question as we wrap up. So if we were to isolate just these three that we talked about, Zool, Actual Soccer, Utopia, right? We were putting Gremlin Collection in, and say there was only 3 games and those were it. Which one do you play first?
It's Zool.
Zool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Utopia.
Pete's in Utopia.
I'm in Utopia. This is right up my alley because I was a big SimCity on the SNES fan, but this is not nearly as intuitive as that game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Thank you.
I'll be the further contrarian, and I'm going Actual Soccer on this one. So 2 Zools, a Utopia, and an Actual Soccer.
Oh, what is this?
That's where we
Wait,
go.
where's my base gun?
Oddly enough, I as much as I didn't like Zool, it was still my #1 game on the collection.
The other thing too with like something like SimCity, like I can remember like my cousin like having that game, and then at the time not having a computer, and then so being like very familiar with like already how to play it, and then like okay, cool, we get some version of it on the Super Nintendo. So it's like you already kind of knew how to play, and that game is very intuitive, very intuitive, for sure.
Nice. Very cool. So I think next week, we can continue on this journey. There's only 3 more games. We knock this cartridge right out. And then it's an even shorter one. We could even do one all in a week. We can just really do like this one.
Just knock them out.
Yeah, this one, and then 2 weeks from now, it's Morph Cat. You can just do that all in one episode.
Yeah.
Oh, Morph Cat? There's 5 games.
Yeah, you could probably knock that out.
You're less.
I mean,
it's all the wizard games.
Yeah, Micro Mages. You can do that in the second.
There's literally only 3 games on there, to be honest with
you.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah,
what is it? The
Super
Devils
Bat
are
Puncher.
That's right.
Oh man, I can't get Gremlins out of my EXP. Oh, there it goes.
There you go.
Just wanted to eat it.
Gremlins in there.
Is it one of those? Oh.
No, it's not, but it's not the greatest fit.
Huh. Put mine in. It's all right.
I know they want us to contact customer support and have the cartridges replaced, but I think I'd rather just use sandpaper and sand them down.
I did that. I'm still waiting for Blaze to send me them.
Yeah, no, I agree, Julian. I think we could. I think it's possible to do all Morph Cat.
I love that cart. That was that's it, and I know like that had like few games on it, but I don't know. I fully enjoyed everything like with the experience of that.
And Morph Cat.
Yeah, that whole collection. And for me, like that's like as far as like an experience, like for me, that's like a perfect example. Go through, complete all the games.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Wait for the next one. This way, Indie Heroes 2 is just going to be like that. And then there'll be like 1 or 2 games that we haven't played, and some other ones that we really didn't get to play.
Really, you finished the collections before the next one comes out?
Yeah.
I'm 3 collections behind.
That amazes me. Yeah. No, because I mean, I'm the type of game. So listen. So like when I would sit down to games, sometimes it's like, oh, do I want to go back and play like my comfort collection, something like an Atari, like jump in, play some Aqua Adventure, Ninja Golf, or it's like when the new car comes out. Usually I go ahead, complete it, and then sometimes we'll revisit, move on to the next thing. It just depends. Or something like Cathedral where I'm just stuck at a boss. Keep going back. Don't you?
That's
all there is to it.
Your routine. Just don't do it.
But yeah, when I get that new cart, then that's like my game. I'm obsessed. I'll put that in and to do even possible to do what?
I would get through every single one of the collections before the other one comes out. I think.
I didn't say like I beat every game, but I feel like I go in and I spend.
Sure, you spend some time in there.
Yeah. But then like something like the Commodore 64, like I did go in and spend some time, but I feel like I'm good with that for now. Like I haven't had a hankering to go back to it, but it depends on the game.
Did you figure out all the events in summer games and winter games?
Yeah,
No,
I'd rather just
I'm
pop
hearing
into
this
that East
growing
and play through Bad Dudes.
The answer is no.
Yeah, no. Which I haven't done that in a while, but like if I want a comfort game, something like that, I'll pop that in and pop in one of the arcade collections and go through and complete one of the games. And it's it just kind of depends what mood I'm in. And I'm worried when I get Breath of Fire how that's going to consume.
Yeah,
I know, Rich. That's why you haven't even tried it yet.
That's it. I know. I mean,
it's like a Square OG.
See, I don't even know if I want to talk about those games because they're only playable on the EXP.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it probably maybe do like a modified version of what we do for that, just to kind of like get those opinions in there. But
because like they're all games except for like Breath of Fire, all games that I've played before. And it's like I can't play them on the VS, so I'm forced to use like the EXP controller, which means I absolutely can't play Street Fighter. I tried; it's painful.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get gamer thumb?
No, my fingers cramp up for some reason.
Oh yeah. The very first time I tried playing Street Fighter for longer than 10 minutes, that did happen.
And I don't know if I'm just not used to playing it with a gamepad because, like, for many years, I've played it with an arcade stick.
That could be.
I used to play it on Super Nintendo I used to play on Super Nintendo with a regular controller. So I don't know if it's either that I'm not used to playing it with a gamepad, or either that, or I just can't play it with the way the EXP is designed.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I know, right? I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on that. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's drawing ever nearer now, right? Yeah,
I forgot about that.
We're almost all the way through. We're almost all the way through January, and then February is a short month.
I remember getting the email about what name do you want on your heroes thing.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even know. Like I was like, what name should I put in there?
Could you put?
I haven't put anything yet. I haven't answered. I responded.
Yeah,
I actually forgot.
Yeah, I went with the same name that's in the VS menu, and that's Team Bacon Ice Cream for me. So
nice. I put the Evercade effect since I'd already put Retro KillDashNine on the other one. So.
There you go.
I thought I just putting like a nonsense name or putting something like Jackie Daytona. But no. Yeah. I'll put something that represents the channel. But see, this though. The great thing is now, you said I kind of forgot about it. Like it's still kind of in the back of my mind. But then once it arrives, it'll be like, oh my god, like it's nice, like feeling like that experience of Christmas, right? Like you get to open it. This is like new hardware and all that, and and then because you have the limited edition, you can say you're better than everyone else. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean, like that feeling and all that.
Yeah, there's a new retro boxing game announced this morning for iArcade.
Really?
Already announced previously for Steam. Retro
Knockout?
Maybe we get an Evercade version. I mean, that's pretty cool. You know what I really want is the other game that was on iArcade. We're talking to Tim about that Wizard of Walls.
Oh my god! Yes,
that game is awesome. That's awesome.
You know what? I have that on Steam. I think I haven't played it yet.
Wizard of Walls.
Yeah, because it looked like it's Wizard of War, but like a reimagined version of it. So I had to buy it, but I just haven't played it yet. Maybe that's a video I make tomorrow.
Oh, it looks super fun.
I did not hear about Retro Knockout, dude.
I would love to do that.
Is that already out?
Absolutely. A shout out to the limited edition people. Yeah, get in there. Check your email. You got to have your order number. You got to have your fun stock order number because they want that in the form.
I know that was a pain.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I haven't bought it yet. It's on my wish list though. I just assumed that I bought it.
Retro. It looks. Oh wow. I just like looking at some stuff. It looks a lot like Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh yeah, the
dude, if we could
Retro
get
Knockout
that for Evercade, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of have like what was the name of that? Power Punch?
No.
Yeah,
that doesn't count.
That game is. Yeah.
That doesn't count.
No.
Doesn't count as a game you'd want to play. Although there are people out there that like it. I just like no. That Power Punch 2 and the Creepy Brawlers. I didn't like either of them.
Yeah.
No, they fall a little bit short.
It's not released yet. It's like Mike Tyson, but has an adult edge. What's it? I don't know what that means.
21.
Let your imagination run wild.
So, yeah, I mean, some of those games that are on the Capcom collection sure do scream multiplayer, don't they? But yeah, I mean, they're not. It's one of those things that's out of Blaze's control, obviously by explanation from Andrew, right?
So here's what's interesting, and I guess it depends how the licensing agreement was written. But let's say if they say, okay, you can take you can take the XP with that special like adapter, that red cable, you can plug it into your VS, and you can, but technically you're still playing it on the handheld, even though it's going to the you know what I mean? Like, I wonder, is that like a loophole? Like, could you just like plug it into like player 3 and then use a VS controller and now play like everything on?
Well, I don't know if like the link cable would be enough to do all of that.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, because the only way I know of transferring not only input but audio and video would be via USB 3, and that doesn't have that.
No, there's basically all that cable. All it would be doing is it would be like kind of just like acting as like a cart. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it would just be reading. It would be reading the ROMs off of it. But
okay, cool. You mean like you hook it up and then you just put it down and you use the VS controller?
That thought did occur to me. I just didn't know.
Or you could use something. You could use
like
the EXP
remote play.
Yeah, because the idea would be you would use that controller and then you'd plug in the other ones for multiplayer, but you could just plug it into like port 3. It'd be so it'd be reading the ROMs from it.
Right.
But I wonder if they would allow that because the collection would be stored. Like, it wouldn't even be copying it over to the VS.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
like
that would be neat because then Capcom still has it. Hey, we don't have a separate cart. You guys are good. Technically, you can play it on your VS, but through your EXP, you have to plug it in that way every time.
Yeah.
Well, if you did that, then you'd be able to play the Namco collections too.
Oh yeah,
maybe, but they could block. But they would, but they would. Yeah, well, that's true.
But, well, actually, I mean, since they're part of the firmware of the system,
it
could be a delineation between like ROMs that are part of the firmware on that, that storage device, and then just disallow any other storage device from being connected.
Yeah, so people couldn't plug in like a USB. Exactly.
Right. Or their Namco. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, I think if Blaze, like licensing wise, if they're able to do it, I could see that they would do it. Like, I don't think it's like a technical limitation.
What?
Is that what he's? Is that
just
what he's,
the dog.
I don't think I have.
You have just the dog. That's funny. That's an interesting question. Do you think apps like YouTube, for example, could come to EXP? I mean,
God, no.
I don't see. Like, here's the weird thing. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, but I don't know why I would want them either.
No,
I don't think they would do it. Yeah.
No, and I could tell you, like, technically, I could load that. I could load Netflix and all that stuff on my Steam Deck. But no, I want that to play games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a phone that could do all that stuff. Yeah, no, I don't want.
I think even though it's like, I think this. There was some other device that was capable of doing it, but they were like, nope, we're not going to do it because that's not the point of the platform. Right. I want to say Switch, but something tells me you can watch Netflix and YouTube on Switch.
Yeah, I think maybe at the start though they were leaning.
Yeah, you can watch YouTube. I think I don't know about Netflix. I don't think Netflix on the Switch, but YouTube is.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stick to games. Like, we just want a modern retro gaming console. We don't want like a mini PC. No.
Sure.
That device already exists.
One step away from streaming games. Oh no.
Nice. No, great question. But yeah, I mean, I think like, technically, spec wise, could it handle it? Yeah, sure. But like, we don't want that.
So it's pretty good times. Pretty good times. So, man.
Now I want Retro Knockout to come. I was like looking at some clips.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, yeah. Let me go back into my.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No Netflix. Yeah. So just YouTube, like it was. Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going back into my email. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna check. Like obsessively checking my inbox. It's like, did I get it yet? Did I get it? No.
Yeah.
No emails from Funstock. Sad face.
Yeah, I'll check that in the shop app. Like I'll check both because sometimes one will be before the other. Nothing. But yeah, no, I do wonder when I get that plushie if my daughter is going to try to like guilt me into giving that to her. It's like,
yeah. Flea plushie will just be gone.
Yeah, like, you have a whole collection of other stuff. So yeah, that is. You know what? That's true.
I mean, definitely is coming. Like OG update, 100% is happening. When, not necessarily like it's not known at this time, but I know that Ryan and the team and all that they're working on all sorts of stuff. All sorts of crazy stuff's happening. So,
you know, it would be weird.
News on that soon.
No, you know, it would be weird, and this would be like a total troll. But how weird would it be if out of the blue, let's say like if the game that was on there was something just like OG Contra, like what if Blaze, like what if they dropped like a well-loved like retro title without any explanation if there could be a future collection? Like imagine the speculation behind that.
That would be wild.
Yes.
I mean the thing would be the likelihood of that happening is probably nil. But
exactly.
But yes, I mean it would be kind of crazy if there was like, oh here, have this thing, and it's like, no, that's wild.
A part of me hopes it would be something like Tetris, like throw that on, have Tetris be across all the platforms, like that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah, and you know what? The VS needs some love. Like, yeah, I was playing Cathedral the other day, and I'm like, yeah, we haven't really got, and I know, like, like you said, they're working on it, but I'm like, we haven't gotten any like secret game unlocks or like all the cool stuff. And
I would be, if how far away as in weeks, I would be willing to bet between 7 and 9 is my guess. 7 and 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that the thing? That's March, if I'm not mistaken, March or April. GBTV that they're gonna do the game of the month for year 2. They said that in a post. It might have been the January post. The Happy New Year post. That they're working on that, and they're trying to get all the other all the firmware stuff done first, so they can then focus on the game of the month, the announcement of the new carts, and then like the rollout. So,
thank you.
Yes, yeah.
One of those my brother-in-law gave me. I love.
Yeah. What about a Windows Mirror app for the Evercade? Start online multiplayer from there before rolling it out to the devices. What do you mean, like an Evercade? When you're talking about like an Evercade emulator or something like that?
I think what he means is something like you'd run an app on your computer, and then you'd play everything on your Evercade, but you could use that to join like multiplayer games.
Oh, got it. Like a GGPO handoff kind of thing.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want it to be built in. I kind of want that to be built into the devices if they're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Man, if InStream can do it, like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's got to be a way.
No brainer.
Yeah, but people pay to play on Anstream. Yeah, it's
I've never paid anything.
Well, yeah.
No, you can play free on Anstream. Just look at an ad.
Yeah,
that's true. But
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not rocket science. They got to make investment in their ecosystem if they want a long-term community there. I mean, like,
yeah. Well, at the same time, though, like, do you think, like, is that kind of a move? Would that turn off certain people that are already part of the ecosystem?
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but you gotta move forward, right?
It doesn't matter what kind of change you make. Someone's
gonna get pissed off.
Yeah.
Look at Capcom.
Yeah.
I got peed off a whole bunch of core players.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those bought the device anyway.
Probably.
Right?
No, but I wouldn't mind.
And they get it anyway.
So Ian, what I wouldn't mind, like how at least for like streamers and content creators like us, I wouldn't mind if they made an app like the Playdate, where you could just like, you could just mirror the handheld, like mirror it onto your computer. Like that would be cool. Like so it wouldn't be like tethered to cables. Like I wouldn't mind something like that. But yeah, I bet most of the haters on the Capcom, like they know they're gonna buy it and play it. You know what I mean? For sure.
When you're talking about
haters gonna hate peeps,
like a Evercade HDMI potato mode.
I don't know.
I mean,
it wasn't we didn't call it potato mode. We call this.
I think he means for the VS. for the VS, I think.
Tater mode.
Tater.
Yeah, it was like Tater something. I can't remember. I don't think it was called. We called it mode. I could be wrong. I'd have to go back and rewatch it.
Well, can't you already do that though? Like you can hit the Tate button on the XP while you have HDMI. It'll flip the screen, won't it?
Yeah, it will, because that's something I did in my video.
Yeah.
So you could turn your monitor like 90 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Boom. There it is. There's your vertical HDMI mode.
So
Spud
here's
mode.
So here's my whole thing with this, and I know we've all talked. So here's my whole thing is that I think for now, because we've kind of seen the struggles of what Blaze had to go through, like like the theft of the limited editions. That was like that was a setback.
I didn't see that. I wasn't there.
But like listen, with a smaller company, they can only do so many things at once. So unless they're able to expand and still be profitable and hire more people, I don't want something right now like multiplayer mode if it's going to take away from getting polished carts, if it's going to take if it's going to take away resources from other stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the staple.
Yeah.
But that's why if they don't do new hardware for the next couple of years, it kind of can allow them to refocus on feature updates and stuff.
That's true.
So
Exactly.
That's true.
I personally, online multiplayer is number 2 for me, or number 3 on the list. I just want like a profile system, and being able to track my high scores, and because they're working on it. They got the stats per game now on the carts and stuff. I just want that in my profile, like put a little image there, share it with my friends, add friends. And get to that later, like the multiplayer later if they want. That would be cool. That would be a big community win for me, like having some type of profile system.
Like a Steam Lite kind of like type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Like, and maybe custom themes, stuff like that, right? Those are things that I'm like, and you'd be able to share your theme, stuff like that. Those are things I'm looking for with this ecosystem, personally.
Definitely. Like, I really want the leaderboards because we're such a small, like, knit community. Like, when you see, like, that's one thing I think that appeals to a lot of people, like, for the IRK.
I like the challenge, like a friend system. I see Ed got the high score. This is his high score in competition mode on this, and I send him a challenge if I beat it, and you got to reach out.
Yes!
Antstream does a lot of that stuff, right? Like, you can, those are like little cool things I think would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about resources. And again, it's the great thing about Blaze that they're small, but you can see, like, I don't want, the resources to be, you try to do too much at once. But yeah, I do agree with you, Pete. I think if they just say, hey, we don't have any hardware, slowly work on some type of online profile system. That would be, it doesn't have to even be multiplayer, just a profile.
3,000 hours in Zool. Oh boy.
I don't know. You put 3,000 hours in Zool. I don't know about that.
That's some craziness right there. That's some epic,
I could put that much time in Zool if I just turn it on and leave it there.
Just walk away.
Do you think so? Then, do you think if they do have profiles, do you think it would be a good or a bad? What if then like how Evercade info, like if you could tie in a site like that, and maybe let's say there could be like a theme repository where people could like upload. I don't know if they want to go there, but that would be kind of cool.
I really like.
Do they want to add community support?
Yeah. Go check out the VCS's profile system. It's pretty lightweight, but it's pretty cool. Like they tell you what the favorite games or most played games of your friends are, what they're playing, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, that is a great place to look. And to be honest, actually, that is an ecosystem.
Go rip off tons of people, man. There's tons of studios and companies have done it. So go rip off the best from each one.
Well, and it's an interesting point that you mentioned the VCS, because they are doing some of this stuff, and they're one of the only ones that doesn't have some other monetization background, right? Yeah. Like you don't have to pay for a service in order to have this stuff work. It's just working.
It's just there, right?
Yep. So so there is a way to do it without having to come back to the customer and ask for some kind of other.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for this stuff. I've already paid.
No. You know what? Here's what they could do: the most basic level to start. Just have like evercade.com/profiles. You make a profile, tie it to a QR code. So then when you do, it could be primitive. It could be as basic as that. Then over time, they could integrate that even more into the system. But
100%. Yeah. Well, and we've already been showing that the community, as a community, we've been showing that we're ready and hungry for things like leaderboards and like that kind of stuff. I mean, so many different groups out there doing their own score challenges. There's one in the Discord, there's one on the Facebook group, there's one that's in magazines, there's all sorts of stuff,
A lot going on, man.
Sure.
It's like,
The show!
That's why I always say, if this is
buddy.
a long-term thing for them, the Evercade, whatever it becomes in the 10 years from now, like, or 5 years from now, like Evercade 2, VS2, whatever.
Yep.
Building the building blocks now is important to retain that community moving forward, right? Because if there's just like, certain segments, they'll just say, well, it's just another gaming device, right? There's nothing that's keeping me and my friends together on it.
Right. So,
I don't know, but I've got a jet.
Yep.
Yes. So
that's a good topic. Evercade, the Evercade lifespan longevity. Yeah, that's another good topic.
Yes. So, but those will all be for another time. I know Pete's.
I got soccer duty. Got all kinds of Chinese New Year stuff to do. Tons of stuff to do today. So I just want to say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I just on my video, I got tons of videos, Evercade videos coming. One life, one coin, all that kind of stuff. Room tours available for members on the channel. Just have fun. Go check out Crow's video too for his room because it was quite well done. I ripped him off on mine.
I need to. Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Catch you guys next week. And hopefully, Crow, I think we're going to do the hot dog show tomorrow night, maybe, eh?
That's what you said last week.
Yes. Hot dog show.
Pew, 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 pew.
Bye, everyone.
See you, Pete. So
I don't like your subs. They give me the diarrhea.
Rigatoni.
So how anyone else got anything they're trying to let everyone know about?
No, my stuff is a surprise.
All right. So
I'll talk about it for a second. So
Crow's channels. Look for them.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I don't want to promise anything and then not put it out.
Got it. Yeah, for sure.
I could swear I would have had at least a video done this week that I'm not even halfway done with.
So I do have a video done this. So I gotta let people on my channel know I've moved. So at midnight, at least midnight central, which I think is the UK is around 6:00 p.m. That's usually when I release my videos on Tuesday. I'm moving that to Wednesday, just to also give me a little more time and flexibility because sometimes like news will drop like right there on Tuesday, and so I feel like sometimes my other videos get like overshadowed, and I like to space things out, and so I think it helps with that and with doing some stuff on Card, which I may or may not have a video Sunday. So I still that's still kind of up in the air, but yeah, I do. So I'm gonna going back to. I do enjoy I burn myself out on doing like those top videos, top 5. Then those are fun, but I'm kind of going back to like more like opinion based videos and kind of like things having to do like in the Evercade universe,
for sure.
And talking about like physical media. So it's kind of like do I still love the physical media or has the Steam Deck stolen me away? That's all I'm gonna say. But that'll be my my video for next week, and then
cool.
Otherwise, I will say to plug Karg if y'all hadn't. We had a lot of fun from Tim's Tiny Arcade. That was
100%. Yeah, no, that was a great show. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. But I think you need to talk about your show has been kicking off with the coin ops. That's been
yeah, for sure. Yeah, over on my side of things on Karg, we've got the 1 credit quick look going on. There'll be another one today. I'm actually going to shoot it right after this. So it'll be out by 4. And then I've got a different kind of Golden Axe Warrior video for Monday, as I did a whole bunch of stuff in the preparation for getting back into Dungeon 7, and then as I was going through, I was like, I didn't realize. Oh wait, I'm not even recording any of this. So like I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like take you back. And be like, oh, what happened, and why does the character look different all of a sudden? Why does the sprite look different? Oh, it had some stuff. So anyway, we're gonna be doing that, and then of course going back to the final things to do before I go into Dungeon 7, and then hopefully a video where I complete Dungeon 7. We're gonna do some of this, and hopefully that'll happen. And then of course after that. There'll be some videos I think they'll have to have in the tank because I'll actually be physically not around the area Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. So hopefully there'll be some stuff there. And if not, I don't know, we'll figure something out. Then we're back right here again for some more Evercast action on Saturday, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, Sean really wants to get your shirt.
Oh,
I forgot. Oh, the first part he
says
said,
no
yeah,
Quimby for mayor.
yeah, he has an evening of writing ahead of me, and he's gonna.
Yes.
Oh, I got this off of T Fury. They only sell shirts one time though, but that's not to say you couldn't get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So, so awesome stuff, guys. They will make sure you guys are visiting everybody, Crow, Pete, Ed, all their channels. Make sure that you're also, as a friendly reminder, subbing over to Ed's channel, because eventually that's where the Evercast is gonna move on over to. So be on the lookout for notifications and that kind of thing. And then before we leave the bacon ice cream side of things on the Evercast and pass that torch, we'll have a fun episode planned for the last one. We'll have like a little party or something. So it'll be fun. So anyway, with all that being said, thanks so much everyone for watching, and we'll catch you next week for some more Evercast goodness. See ya later.
Retro KillDashNine!
Retro KillDashNine!
Oh my goodness. See you guys.